Welcome back to Jack Sands and Cinder Blocks. What I'm going to show you here tonight is my method, how I use how I plan to patch sheet metal holes using a flanging tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mock up, figure out where this piece of metal is going to go, because I've got a couple of serious amount of pinholes here, and I know you get in too much and you're going to run out of ability to weld. So if you got too many pinholes, you can't weld it. You know, if it's just one or two, you might just cheat and use some sort of not necessarily body filter, but something a little bit more permanent, like a bonding paste or an epoxy panel bond or epoxy. Seam sealer is a little too light because it will dry up and go away. Hence the reason some of this is panel bonded. Factory seam sealer is already dried up, fell out, and that's where we're getting rust and stuff in here. So this panel is going to go right about there, and then I'm going to put a new panel right there from a donor vehicle. So I've got this kind of ready to mock up, and the idea here is using the clamp to hold it in position. I've already kind of marked it up, and we're actually going to have to go taller. But I figured out I have enough material from the other panel that I'll be able to cover this. So we'll cut this out eventually. We're going to first we're going to put this piece in, panel bond it on. We'll probably tack weld it here because there is some more metal behind it. But we'll tack weld the corners, you know, several critical areas. We'll panel bond it, and that'll be ready. Then we're going to put this piece in. It's going to take a little bit more fitting to get, because we've got a lot of metal there that we have to figure out what to take out, what to leave behind, so the other piece will fit. So this is going to be a nice easy patch because it's just flat metal. We've got to cut a couple of holes in it. That's literally a drill a hole. That's going to be hole saw with where's that little guy at? So to recreate these holes, because they're oval, we'll hole saw, and then I've got the panel saw. We'll cut the gaps between, make it oval. You know, deburr it, maybe use a Dynafile type material. You know, clean it up. Then we'll probably even tap the edges a little bit with the hammer and dolly. Try to roll them in just a little bit, make them a little softer edge, similar to what we already have here, because these are punched holes. These aren't drilled, these are factory punched. So we'll get this all put together. We'll put the new holes in there. We'll put the new piece in there. And then we'll be ready to move on with the next part. So, but I think that'll be either a separate video or making this video extremely long. I don't know. Alright. That's marked up. That I will cut into a template. After we get these parts prepped, we'll start cutting the spot welds. We're going to cut this just on the inside, giving ourselves room for the flanging tool. The flange will actually let this panel sit flush with just a little bit of overlap, and that's what I'm trying to demonstrate here, is how to use the flanging tool to do a body patch. Short break there. I had to rethink things a little bit. The cardboard I had wasn't what I wanted to use. I wanted just some generic cardboard, no printing of any type on either side. So I'm going to clamp this up. I'm going to mark it again. I'm going to cut this out, make it a template. Use that template to draw everything out on the metal, so then I know where to drill my holes and make the oval shapes and this drilled hole. All right, let's get started. And all I'm doing is running the Sharpie on the inside of the hole, following the hole in that oval pattern, making a mark on the cardboard. Find the hole, there we go. We're just going to cut this out. I'll be right back. Use this as a template on the metal. I've cut the holes out. I'm going to trace those onto the sheet metal. Probably put a little crosshair right where I believe the bit will go in the hole saw. And I actually have a hole saw that's very close to this size. So I'll just punch, get each hole going, then cut them all the way out, and then I'll trim that up with the saw there. And I'm going to just use a centering punch to just punch that onto the metal so it'll indicate where the hole should be. Alright, that made a nice deep indentation, and then I'll set me some punch marks there. I'm going to actually get a square out and draw a very horizontal line in there, and then I'm also going to make what I think would be the best places for the drill bit for the hole saw to go. Probably do a little calculation by figuring out how big the actual hole saw is, and then calculate that to get a nice center and everything. Alright, be right back. Alright, so I've measured the hole saw. It's about 1 1/8 inches. So that will give me some math to work with. Let's draw our center line so both holes will be parallel with each other. That's pretty good. And this doesn't have to be precise. It just has to have the heater core ports just have to run through this. That I believe will work. Another thing I'm going to do real quick. It's going to give us just a slight oversize, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I'm not looking for super precision. I'm looking for, can I put it together and drive it and paint the truck eventually. So here we go. From there, a little bit of math, like I said. If I'm 1 1/8 inches, divide that by 2, and I'll figure out 1.125 divided by 2, 0.5625. There's a fraction. 9/16. Alright, so 0.5625 is half the diameter, which is the radius of that hole saw. 0.5625 is 9/16. We're going to make, from the edge, we're going to go in 9/16 from each edge, and that's where we're going to put our marks. And then we'll just draw the same up there. Now I need to figure out 9/16 and measure that up real quick. Alright, so I just figured out the speed square is only marked in 1/8, not in 1/16. So we're going to have to figure it out from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I do believe I have my marks. And we'll punch those and then start drilling them. We might move to the workbench for this part. I think we can get the little air saw to that and really clean it up. This is the part of the video where I say, please like, subscribe, and share, which I just said. If you learned something from these videos or would like to learn something from a future video, please put it in the comment section below. If I've made any sort of critical filming errors with lighting or sound, please let me know. I'll work on that in the future. And as usual, binge watch the rest of my videos. And don't forget to wrench every day. Y'all behave. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Okay, in the previous clip, you saw me cut this out. The microphone was not turned on, so a lot of that talking didn't mean a whole lot to y'all. Alright, so I still have to pick up a spot weld cutter. We're going to cut those. This is cut out. We're going to flange here. We're going to probably come all the way up here and butt this piece up there to that, so it'll all look like one piece. I have this is good on the other panel, although this metal here is in good shape. We're going to find somewhere here that we're going to cut this stuff out, especially because of that. We're going to bring in the new piece that's going to make up that particular inner cowl as well as the upper cowl, because they're still welded together as one piece. We just have to figure out where we're going to put them together at. But this patch here is going to go quite well. This side will get fixed, and then we'll bring in the other piece and fix it there. And we've made a good stopping point for the night, so we'll see y'all tomorrow.